Hey guys, welcome to Geek Tech TV. So, I'm no stranger to mechanical keyboards. In the studio, I am often despised by those sitting next to me. So I've committed to making sure that all of my staff are also subjected to the same pain that I subject them to. Now, the way I do that is by making sure that I bought them all a bunch of mechanical keyboards to use and didn't give them a choice. So, I've got a few mechanical keyboards here. The whole point of this video is actually for us to take a look at a mechanical keyboard that was, ironically, it's a similar or the same keyboard, in fact. I think it might even be the same keyboard. Don't quote me on it, double check. On MKBHD's desk. Go watch his last video about his 2020 setup. So anyway, over here we've got the famous to death Pro 2, right? In white. It's a beautiful keyboard. If you want me to go ahead and do a review on this, let me know. This is my daily driver. This is what I use every day. Looks like it obviously needs a good clean. But we've got RGB, wireless, like good weight, and it's a beautiful keyboard. I've got no major complaints about it, except sometimes the software is buggy and occasionally the wireless just, yeah. That annoys me sometimes. That's the honest truth so far. But if you like, I can go ahead and do a more in-depth review about it as to my likes, my dislikes, etc. This is a custom build, a not so pretty custom build. I acquired this via, maybe Facebook Marketplace, maybe at the time. I saw it, I liked it, I bought it, it arrived, and I was like, okay, you know what I mean? So at the same time, like, it uses Browns. The keys are great. The build quality is actually not terrible. But at some point, I'm going to strip this down to bare bones and put it in a different shell. The keyboard itself is not bad. Like, it's great. It doesn't have backlight or RGB or anything, so it's not going to increase my gaming performance by any measurable amount. But it's not a bad keyboard. Then we've got the good old Corsair. So, I'm going to be dead honest. So for me personally, this was the creme de la creme until obviously the Pro 2. This is the K65 RGB. It is obviously, you know, we've got no sort of number pads, no number keys. It's not a 60% keyboard, it's TKL. But I like reds. I gotta say, I've got a soft spot for reds. And Corsair's build quality, it's awesome. I can't fault it. I mean, this keyboard has probably had more key presses than I care to admit. And again, it's just been picked up from the office. Probably needs a good clean. Maybe needs to go into the dishwasher. We might go ahead and do what Linus did. But it's an awesome keyboard. Can't fault it. Anyway, so today what I actually want to do is I'm going to put these aside a little bit closer to each other to give myself some room. And this over here is the Velocifire Make Typing. Wow, something just rolled in the cardboard box. So hopefully everything's still okay. It's their TKL02WS. Again, it's a 10-keyless keyboard. I really wanted a fully wireless setup for the office just to get rid of wires on everyone's desks. And my whole thing was, let's go ahead and get everyone wireless mechanical keyboards that they have no choice over. So what we're going to do is we're going to unbox it. Once I unbox it, this is going to be, I'm going to commit myself to this being my daily driver, because every single creative person on my team will then murder me if we're not all matchy-watchy. So I'm going to go ahead and open this up. We'll test it out. It'll become my daily driver, and I'll do a sound comparison test between all of these keyboards. And I'll let you know, for me, a big thing about a mechanical keyboard is sort of the feel. It needs to feel satisfying. And this has got browns. They're not Cherry MX browns, but they should still be fairly satisfying to type on. So, in a really weird way, I like this packaging. I don't like bloated, all over the place, like you have a sleeve inside of a sleeve inside of another sleeve, and you feel like you've got a puzzle to solve before you get to your prize. That stuff really annoys the heck out of me, and I think it's really wasteful as well. So we've got a USB-C cable over here inside. They didn't even need to do this, but I guess they did it to protect the cable. We've got a USB-C cable, and we've also got a wireless receiver. Not a transmitter, receiver. maybe like a 2.4 gigahertz receiver, I'm assuming. I don't think it's a Bluetooth receiver, obviously. I stand to be corrected though, but that's my assumption. This is a standard sort of USB to USB-C cable, so it's not USB-C to USB-C, which is good because not all motherboards have a USB-C port yet. It's not, I mean, it's semi-standardized, but not really. Anyway, we'll go ahead and take the keyboard out. You've also got the manual, and you've got a key removal tool, right? Just a cheap key removal tool. And that's it. That's literally what's in the box. I'm going to put the box aside. We'll go ahead and open it up and see how it compares to what else is on the table. The instant reaction so far is it's thick. It's a thick keyboard, and it's heavy, and I like how minimal it is. The only part that annoys me is the Velocifire logo over here in the front that I will find a way to get rid of, because I'm not a big fan of branding on keyboards. It's one of the reasons why I really like the AN Pro 2, because you can't read AN Pro 2 anywhere on it unless you look at the bottom. But it's a nice keyboard. Ooh. Bear with me. Just gonna do a couple of the quick brown foxes. Huh. Feels nice so far. Instant impression. It is a nice keyboard. It feels nice. You can take a look at keys there. Let me actually just, where's the key removal tool? Let's put this to the test while we're here. And I don't know, let's go for that key there. There we go. Cool. So you can see we've got a brown switch there. Maybe we'll do some B-roll at the end of this and make it look really, really nice. Anyway, so we've got a brown switch there. I'm gonna go ahead and put it next to next to the AN Pro 2, so you can see it for its size comparison. And I'm also gonna put in the Corsair just above it. Actually, footprint-wise, it is probably identical almost. Not as tall. By tall, I mean height-wise, if that's what you want to call it. But it's pretty similar to the Corsair in terms of size. I mean, the AN Pro 2 is significantly smaller. The AN Pro 2 can just fit right there. So if you're looking for a keyboard that's a 60% keyboard, obviously that's what you want to compare it to. But this isn't a 60% board, it's a 10 keyless board. Sorry, I got lost there for a second. I'm not gonna lie, it feels really, really good. This is gonna become my daily driver. So it doesn't come with any software or anything like the AN Pro 2. You've got the whole, what is it, OBENS Lab or something that you download, and then you can use it to control the RGB, etc. This has a simple white backlight. I believe on a standard full charge with the backlight on all the time, it'll last somewhere between 3 to 4 days. Without the backlight, it should last anywhere between sort of 3 weeks to a month, depending on usage. Obviously, we're heavy users. I'm expecting it to last less than that, but I am very, very excited. So why don't we go ahead, put it on my base station, connect it up, see what it's like to connect up, and see what it's like to use. All right, so a couple of things. One, yes, it is a 2.4, well, that's just my Windows reading it. Anyway, it is a 2.4 gigahertz receiver, so this will transmit a 2.4 gigahertz signal. The slightly disappointing thing about it so far, though, is these are, that's ABS plastic, not PBT, which means over time, as you type, it's going to get that weird sheen. So the texture is kind of going to rub off, which is going to be annoying. So I've got a USB-C cable already here, and we'll go ahead and plug it in. There you go. And we'll just wait for it to set up. Gonna do your thing. Is it here? Well, it is here. Okay, cool. So Notepad, let's just use Notepad. And let's see, format. Let's go really, really big. I'm just gonna start. Hang on, need to get my chair a bit higher, have a realistic typing experience here. I'm making a few errors. Okay, cool. So initial reactions are, it's satisfying to type on. I'm not really used to a brown switch yet. I'm more of a red fan. I like bottoming my keys out, which is I guess why I can be an incredibly annoying person to sit next to. You can go ahead and see the backlight there. I believe that light represents how charged the battery is, and it will change. But aside from that, you can see you've got a really simple white backlight. You've got your function keys there. So I should be able to theoretically hold the function key and go up to increase. There you go. So it's just an on and off. It's not like super bright or super dim, which is fine. So we've got that. We've got the caps lock that we can turn on and off. And I think the Windows, yeah, so maybe if I hit that and that, there you go. So the Windows key is now unlocked. So I guess if you're gaming, it's handy. But you can see how everything is just on the keyboard itself. There is no like weird, bizarre bit of software to download. You're not dealing with anything external. And overall, it's a solid keyboard. Anyway, the keyboard itself, I think, would have been a lot better if it had been shipped out with some nice double shots. In regards to pricing, like, let's see what, I can't even remember what I paid for this, because I didn't pay Freedom Dollars. So if we go to Velocifire's website now, what have we got? TKL. That's the, here we go. So that's the O2, that's the white, that's it. All right, so depending on the configuration you get, I didn't get any O-rings because I don't need no O-rings. So without O-rings, look, like $46.99 USD, you really can't complain for 47 US dollars. For a keyboard coming in under $50, a mechanical keyboard with great switches, you know, white backlighting on all of the keys with a minimalist design with an actual wireless option and decent battery life. I don't think there's a lot to complain about, to be blunt. I'm just gonna say, you know, like, that's cool. You can get some, you can go ahead and get some PBT keycaps if you want. I will do that. If you like this video, go ahead and give us a thumbs up. Subscribe to the video if you're into mechanical keyboards. I'm a bit of a fanatic. So if you want me to do more mechanical keyboard reviews, let me know, because I'd love to get more into the studio. Let us know what you want to see more of. So I'm going to now transition this into some sexy B-roll